Hello guys, I'm Eli Tutor. I'm a student of the Federal University of Agriculture. That's for now. I'm a mathematics student from the mathematics department. I'm in my final year. So I take basic to advanced mathematics. Understand? I also take physical and online classes for mathematics. Understand? I take physics, I take chemistry, anything science, I take it. But basically, I specialize in mathematics, basic to advanced level in physics. I also take statistics. So I study statistics from the monotechnics, that's Federal School of Statistics, and I did my mathematics in FUNAB. So moving on, that's a bit intro of me, and I will be taking us from where we stopped last class. I'll be taking us what's it called, product rule. I've discussed the chain rule, I've discussed the general rule, so now we are moving on to product rule. If you're a JAMB student, if you're a white student, this is for you. So, and don't forget to bring job. I can take online classes and physical, like I said earlier, from any word in the country. I also take Olympiad mathematics, tricky mathematics. You can figure that out on my YouTube channel. I make a lot of several videos on my YouTube channel. So around these videos, you see my contacts. Love you guys. So let's move on. So shall be considering product rule. We shall be considering product rule. So suppose that y to be equals to uv. You know the word product means you are multiplying, okay? That's the reason why we are having u times v to give us what? uv. Okay, so suppose this y to be equals to uv. So if y equals to uv, then product rule is said to be defined by the y over the x. U comes first, u, then the replicate of it becomes the v over the x plus v, because v is the next one, the u over the x. So this is the definition of product rule. Okay, so that is, this is the formula you are going to be using to solve problems regarding product rule. But in this case, how do you know when you have to apply product rule? Don't forget, remember in the last video I explained chain rule. I said you use it's questions that comes with only one bracket. So in chain rule definition, we started with y equals to u, so that means one bracket. Since this one is y equals to uv, it means two brackets that are beside each other. The first bracket representing u and the second bracket representing v. Okay, so which means that any question that has two brackets, beside each other, then you are to use you have to use product rule. Exactly, you are to use product rule. Nobody will tell you to use social rule, but just understand this concept that any question having two brackets beside each other, you have to use product rule. Now moving on, let's solve an example. Worked examples. Alright, so we have a question here like y equals to 3 plus 2x y minus x. This y equals to 1 minus 2x plus 3x squared, then 4 minus 5x squared. Then c, we have y to be equals to square root of x into 1 plus 2x. I mean, my would you meet blow? My eyes on blow. Y s cube because of the reflection of the light. 3 minus 2x plus 4x squared. Then 1 over 2. Let me see mistake in light. Alright, so let us consider these questions. Let's consider this question. Alright, so I'm going to pick the first. I'm going to solve from here to here, then I'll leave you guys to do this, then drop the answer in the comment section, right? So let's move on. So moving on to the first one, we have y to be equals to 3 plus 2x 1 minus x. Don't forget, according to product rule, it's coming with uv, okay, which means that this first bracket is u and this second bracket is what, v, and y equals to u times v. The relationship between them is multiplication. All right, so if u equals to this, so we say let u to be equals to 3 plus 2x, right? So if u equals to 3 plus 2x, then we are going to differentiate u with respect to it. That's, we're now going to have the u over the x equals to what? Equals to 2. Because this is 0, then we differentiate 2x is 2. If we differentiate 5x is 5. If we differentiate 10x is 10. So now, also, let what? Let v equals to the second one, 1 minus x. So the v over the x, the v over the x become 1. Remember, if we differentiate 1x is 1, 2x is 2, 3x is 3, and 1x is the same thing as x, okay? So no big deal about that. So we've been able to get what? We've been able to get our the u over the x, and we'll be able to get the v over the x. Okay, so what is left is substitution. We also know what our u and v is. So what is left is just for us to substitute inside the formula. So let's go. So that means then we now have the y over the x equals to, using this formula, what is our u? Our u is 3 plus 2x multiplied by, so what's the next one? The v over the x. The v over the x is what? Multiplied by 1 plus, so what is our v? Our v here is 1 minus x multiplied by the u over the x is what? 2. Okay, so we're now going to have what? 3 plus 2x plus what? You expand this one, 2 minus 2x. Okay, so this one is gone, so we are left with 3 plus what? Plus 2. Eventually we are having 5. So the y over the x for this question is 5. I think there's a mistake somewhere. I've made a mistake. Somewhere. Sorry. It's, where do I make a mistake? I think I made a mistake somewhere. Is it 5? Is it correct? Sorry. Okay. Let's look it together. No one above mistake. U is equals to u equals to 3 plus 2x. That's 2. That's, I made mistake here. Sorry. I made mistake here. It's minus 1. Sorry. So our du over the x is 2, and our dv over the x is minus 1. So from this place, we already know this. Dv over the x is minus 1. Okay, and just start again. The y over the x is equals to what? What our u? Our u is 3 plus 2x. Then our dv over the x is minus 1 plus our v is what? 1 minus x multiplied by what? 2. We are having 2 as this, so we have what? Minus 3 minus 2x. You expand. Then this one becomes plus 2 minus 2x, right? So that's minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Then this one is minus 4x. Is there no mistake? Yes. So now have what? We have 1 into bracket 4x plus 1. So you can leave the answer this way. So this is our answer for this. So let's move on to the next question. I'm still going to play this. Now the next question goes this way, that y is equals to 1 minus 2x plus 3x squared and 4 minus 5x squared. Okay, so our u is the first bracket, that's u equals to 1 minus 2x plus 3x squared. So our du over dx is equals to what? If you differentiate this, that's 0. If you differentiate number is 0 now. Minus, if you differentiate 2x, that's 2. Okay, plus this one is what? 2 into 3x raised by 2 minus 1. Remember general rule. According to the first video, that's minus 2 plus 6x. Okay, so we have been able to differentiate this guy to give us this. No else. So now you say let what v equals to, what's the second bracket? 4 minus 5x squared. So it gives us the v over dx equals to what? Is 0 minus 2 into 5x raised power 2 minus 1, general rule, 0 minus 10x, right? That's minus 10x. So using this formula, so dy over dx equals to, what's our u? Our u is the first one. That's 1 minus 2x plus 3x squared. So this is our u. Don't forget our u into brackets. What is the v over dx? The v over dx is minus 10x plus that is here. And what's our v? Our v is 4 minus 5x squared into, what's our du over dx? So our du over dx is minus 2x minus 2 plus 6x. Alright, so we can expand. So we have minus 10x plus 20x squared and minus 30s cubed. Okay, then this one we have plus. So how do we go about this? You use this to expand this. So minus, you use minus 2 to expand this 4. So you have minus 4 plus 10s squared. This one to expand this plus 24s minus 30s cubed. Abi. So now we have collect items minus 10 plus 24. Okay, let's make minus 4 to come first, since it's just a number. Minus 4 minus 10 minus plus 24, that's plus 14x. The square part, this one is plus what? Plus 30x squared plus 30x squared. Okay, this is minus 60s cubed. I think we're done. So that's it. So that's our final answer for that. Okay, so moving on to the next example. So I will stop here, then you solve this, you drop the answer in the comment section. So let's solve this guy here. So let's solve it up here. So we have, I want to solve this now. Y to the equals to square root of x, okay, into 1 plus 2x, then squared. So our u is this one, u equals to square root of x, which also means x is power half. This is our u, right? So the u over the x will be minus, that will be 1 over 2 x is power half minus 1, right? So at the end of the day, the u over the x will give us half x is power minus 1 over 2. Alright, so take notes. So we've gotten this guy. So then the next one is that v, this is u, this is v. The first one is u, this is v. So v is equals to 1 plus 2x. What is inside that bracket is our v. So our v now becomes, sorry. Okay. I want to be sure there's no errors here. Alright. Everything here is v. Don't forget, since we are applying this. So now you are now going to solve this v with respect to x. So the v over dx be equals to, so shortcut for chain rule. I will not be able to use the normal formula for chain rule because this one like this, we are going to differentiate. Remember, this is u, this is v. So once you have v, you'll be able to get the u over dx. Once you have v, you'll be able to get the v over dx. So this one now is v. So we have to differentiate this v with respect to what? X. But this one is having power. How do we do that? Instead of to save a lot of times, so you use the shortcut method. So this is just, normally we are going to solve, normally you are going to use chain rule because it's having one bracket with a power. But the shortcut method to solve question like this is that what you do is that you take this power to the back, you differentiate the one inside. If you differentiate the one inside, you'll be having to take this power to the back, differentiate the one inside, then you now repeat this one like this, 1 plus 2x raised power 2 minus 1. It's very simple. That's the shortcut for chain rule. take the power to the back, differentiate what is inside, repeat the whole bracket and minus 1 from the power of the bracket. So we now have 4 into 1 plus 2x and 2 minus 1 is 1. So there's no point. So if you now expand it further, you're having 4 plus what? 8x. So we have been able to have our dv over dx. Okay, so now let's use this guy here. So we now have what? dy over dx is equals to, our e is square root of x, square root of x. This one is 4 plus 8x, then plus, what's our v? Our v is 1 plus 2x squared into, what is our du over dx? Our du over dx is now this guy. So 1 over 2 x is power minus half. Okay, so we can leave our answer this way. You understand? So there's no point going further. So this is our final answer. You can see that it's not hard. So we are going to solve this last part. We are going to solve this last part. Then you drop the answer in the comment section. So I believe that you understand this lecture. We are not going back to this. This is everything about product rule. So in the next video, we'll be talking about quotient rule. Enjoy this. If you didn't understand it, go back to it again, replay the video and watch again. If there's any error in our calculation, please drop an observation in the comment section. I love you all, my fans all over the world. For those of you mathematics departments all over the world, if you're having issues with your metric space, having issues with OD, PT, you're having issues with functional analysis, numerical analysis, what's it called, complex analysis, 1, 2, 3, let us know. So Eli Tutor is here for you.